Okay, in this video we're going to take a look at actually exporting the data, creating a subscription view. So we'll go into Integration Management, and on our Export tab, we'll click the Export tab. We come into Subscription Views, which is really a T-SQL views that downstream systems are going to subscribe to. So again, my usual icons to add a view. I'm going to click the green plus sign, and down here I'll give it a name, a demo of export, and I named it A so I could spot it immediately. I have to tell it what partner, and down here what model, and we're going to use the partner model, and I'm going to bind into a version. Big deal. So I'm going to bind into a version, and now I say what I want to export. I'm going to export the entities, partner, and what format, the different formats that I have available, either leaf, consolidated attributes, a collection attributes, the collection itself, or in hierarchies, an explicit parent-child or an explicit level. This is dictated by your downstream subscribing system. So I'm going to select leaf attributes, and this looks fine, and I'll save it. Okay, and there it is. And let's switch over to SQL Server Management Studio and refresh my views. And there it is. Okay, let's go through and actually export that data. So down here I'm going to right click on my database, and I'll select tasks, and I'm going to export the data, but use the wizard and just yes next at the splash screen, and choose a data source. I'm going to bring it into localhost. I had to click that, didn't I? There we go. Okay, cool, and use the MDS database. Next, and now now choose a destination. I'm going to create a flat file. And flat file destination, I'm going to browse on in, and I'm going to save this into my desktop to make life easier. I'm going to save it as a CSV file, separated values. And we'll give it a name, a demo original. Nah, I change that later. A demo, that sounds good. And we'll open that, and column names are in the first data row. We're going to pop that on through. Next, and copy data from one or more, that's what we want. And now we've got to come down here and figure out the source table, which is really going to be a view. And if we scroll on down through all these existing tables till we get to our views, there we go. And bear with me, I'll find, oh fudge. Here we are. I paused that for a second so you wouldn't have to suffer through watching me scroll on down until I found my actual view, a demo of export. And if I go into preview, you see testing and all that other stuff, which we already looked at. And edit mappings, I can come through and I could edit the mappings, which I don't want to do. Now I'm going to go through and select next. And I'm going to save the package also, and I'm also going to run it immediately. And now I come through and I'm going to go next. It's going to ask me the name of the package, a demo. All right, sounds good. And the server name would be, there's a dot there, localhost, sounds fine. Next, I'm going to finish. And she went through and created it. I'm going to close it on out. Okay, and I opened the file and resized it, which is why I went through and paused. So now, as you see coming on across, there's my versions, testing partner, Baltimore 006, and here's my attributes as they come on across. Okay, I went back in and went through the stuff you've already seen, and I'm creating another package, and I'm calling this package bound to flag, and this is the same package that we just created down here, except I've changed the radio button down here, and I've bound it to a version flag of testing. All right, now save it. Save it, that is, after changing the name to make it legal, so I didn't have any white space within it. And now I'm going to go through and create a package, and I'll show you the export. Okay, I went through the exact same process that I showed you earlier, and I didn't see any sense in making you suffer through watching that. And I've created a new version of a package down here, and here's the export again, and there's Baltimore. This is the same as the export before. The important part is when I came through and created that, Here's the demo bound to a flag, and if I come through and edit it so you can see it, see I'm tying that version into this. Now instead of tying into a version, I'm tying into the version's flag. So now let's go through, and what we're going to do is go back home, and I'm going to go into Partner, and I'm going to go into Explorer, and we're going to look at the partner entity, and here's a partner Baltimore, which is the first. If you remember, let me show you something else. I've already closed it. Bear with me. First partner we exported was Baltimore. Does anybody remember why? No, of course you don't. When we validated, these partners are not valid, so that was the first partner that came out of there and validated. And now I want to come through and I'm going to edit it. Edit member. Okay, and oops. Sorry, I went into the wrong screen down here. I'm going to edit partner Baltimore, and I'm going to add this. This has changed. And we'll just move off. And remember, we bound into a flag. So now let's go back over and run our package again. So I'm over here in SSIS, and the package I have is here is a demo bound to a flag, and I'm going to first thing I need to do is change the name of the original, and I'm going to change the name of the original file. Let me drag this on over so you can see what I'm doing down in here. And sorry, you don't need to see that. Let me. All right, I'm back. Sorry, all I did was I changed the name of the exported document up in here to original so that you have something to see. So now we'll go back over to SSMS, and I'll rerun this package, which was bound to a flag. If I would click on the right thing today, we'd all be out of here by now. So I'm going to run the package and move it again so you can see what we're doing down in here. Sounds fine. We'll execute. And the package is finished. Now I'm going to close on out of it. And I went back through and I opened the package bound to a flag, and you have to notice down here, here's Baltimore. Baltimore, this has changed, and we've brought that on down here, and so now we see the changed attributes. And the important part of that is that you get as a subscribing system can subscribe to a view and that view would be bound into a flag, so that as we come through and let me show it to you. As we came through, and let me drop this on out and drop that on down and open Internet Explorer and come back and go home, and we go into these version managements, and as we change these versions down here, for example, if version 3, we wanted to make that current, whatever, we were going to do a copy, then we would make that version and tied into the partner model, then that is automatically the downstream systems would subscribe to this. By the way, when you do this, you really want to set up Management Studio. Let me pause a second. Okay, I'm back. I want to start the Master Data Services Configuration Manager. And just for this demo, what I have down here is the Configuration Manager is copy only committed versions. You want to set this up so we have only committed versions that have the ability to copy down there, not the way that I've set it up.